welcome, my Aquarius friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for joining me today and watching this video. This is going to be my group monthly forecast for my Aquarius friends. Today we're going to explore what you can expect for the month of January. We'll look at those obstacles, but more importantly, we'll look at how to overcome those obstacles and blessings that we can embrace throughout the month. The decks I'm using for this reading, I'm going to be using the Crystal Visions Tarot and the Dragon Oracle. Like always, there are links below to both these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. Alright, my Aquarius friends, let's see what the cards have to say today. What can my Aquarius friends expect for the month of January? I love it when they hug cards around. Okay. So the first card, Black Dragon from Saturn, brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. January is a fantastic time where we're going to be able to make some amazing progress and fantastic exploration. However, we really need to be dedicated to it and focused in at the task at hand. Because let's be honest, our ego will play into this and really try and hold us back. Then the Fire and Water Dragon enables your life to flow with loving force. Really brings in that power and healing of fire. Any dragon that has fire in its title, or lava, or flame, we're looking at a dragon that can really clear out that energy. And when we have a Fire and Water Dragon, not only can he clear out that energy, however, he can also help with that healing. That nurturing, loving element of water will help fill that space, help heal it, and replace it with that loving universal energy. Then we have the Golden Orange Dragon, expands your light for ascension. And that's really what we're going to be looking at. That Black Dragon from Saturn said through dedication. Well, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at to raise our vibration and raise our knowledge about what it is we need to do. Right, I'm going to scooch these cards over a bit. We're going to grab the tarot now. What card represents January for my Aquarius friends? The Four of Wands. Fours are a stable foundational number. Some of this piece that we're looking at is going to cause some kind of instability in our spiritual and emotional selves, because it's going to really kind of rock that foundation. Remembering to focus in on that foundation and grounding ourselves is going to be very important throughout the month. Making sure we have that foundation so that we are able to really embrace all this new knowledge, all these new aspects and ideas. The Four of Wands brings in a bit of a celebration as well. And this celebration is that reconnection to that deeper self and this next piece. I've kind of hinted as we wrapped up December that 2020, we're really looking at that next phase. And we are. Not only do we start a new year on January 1st, we start a new decade. And we have the next 10-ish years to start really creating a fantastic platform to help us go to that next level and take that next big step. In the early 2030s, what I've been hearing and what other intuitives have been kind of channeling down is that we're going to be seeing a collective vibrational shift in the early 2030s. And that vibrational shift, we had one in 2012. Many of us felt a little off that year and we didn't know why. That's because the high vibrational beings helped us shift ever so slightly. And that shift really helped awaken a number of individuals. It really gave the earth angels a good shaking, so many of us became attuned to what we were supposed to be doing. So we're going to be looking at something similar, where in 2030, my understanding is that it's 2032, although others have told me that it may be earlier depending on how much of this foundational structural work we can get done. When the collective, when enough of us have that platform and foundation created, we'll work with those high vibrational pieces, the astrological bodies, the universe, to give us a collective boot again. We're going to have that shift. And that's what we're working at. So for the next, and it sounds like a long-term plan, like a very long-term plan, but it's very imperative, because if you don't have that foundation and you don't have that knowledge, what's going to happen is you're not going to get as much out of this shift. A lot of us are very excited about it, because not only will it help give us more light workers and more people working from that higher vibration, but it's going to give us as a collective be able to really step it up a bit and raise our vibration even further. Okay, I totally digress. We're going into long-term goal planning here. So let's go into January. What does the beginning of January bring my Aquarius friends? Oh, we've got sunshine and rainbows. The sun really warms up, and we didn't really have any confrontational cards so far, but that sun, the beginning part of January, will start to bring us some peace, really being able to connect in with that love and joy and that energy that surrounds us. Let's go to the middle part of January. What does the middle of January bring my Aquarius friends? Now remember back to my December reading and how kind of harsh it was for my Aquarius friends. So start off with the sun. I think we really did need a little bit of happiness and joy. Oh, good feelings gone. We go back to the devil. The 15th card in the major arcana. This is really the universe going, great job, good for you. There's more to do. So the universe is telling us the devil is those core values, and I'm pretty sure we had this conversation in December. The core values, those inner beliefs, and where we're functioning from. The devil holds us back. It is connected into our ego. When we are dealing with things and using coping mechanisms that are low vibrational and do not serve our greater good, it really holds us back. And at one point in time, I won't lie, well, the coping mechanism would have been important and working for us? Yes. Would have been in our best interest? Yes. However, we've evolved. And my analogy for this is like when we were children, we all knew we run into our bed and run under the covers. We were safe from the boogeyman. Avoidance is not a coping strategy that is conducive to getting anything done in adulthood. It is not high vibrational. It is not a positive coping mechanism. So we really need to keep looking at and releasing those built up values and core beliefs, coping mechanisms, that functioning system, and making sure that it is high vibrational. And I'm not picking on my Aquarius friends. I've seen the devil come in a number of times, many different people, and most of us do need to, on a constant basis, really evaluate and reevaluate where it is we're coming from and how it is we're really attacking our world. Let's look at the end of the month. What does the end of January bring my Aquarius friends? What I am being told, we are starting to do this work. We do have a card of January of celebration. However, there is still more we can release. And it's those deeper ones that are harder to get at that we're really going to need to kind of focus in on. We've got that stability and structure. We really need to focus in on those core values so that we can evaluate them. We need to be functioning from that high vibrational space and mindset. It'll be imperative not only for what's to come, but it'll help not only make our day and our lives a lot more meaningful and fulfilling. then the Star, the 17th card in the Major Arcana, those hopes and dreams. Now, she's a lot more than just hopes and dreams and keeping our eye really on the prize. She talks about being balanced. She has 1 foot on land and 1 foot on water. That balance is going to be key. We're looking at not only really questioning that inner system, but we're looking at doing some really amazing work on our spiritual self. And these two are kind of correlated, but not so much. We're looking at this being basically that emotional check, that regulation of where we're functioning from. This is really working on that connection piece, that soul's deeper purpose, that journey, focusing in on that. They will kind of align. However, this is a multitasking month. We have to focus in on our functioning system, but also in on that spiritual aspect as well. So she talks about that balance. She also talks about the importance of energy flow. Again, pouring equal amounts of water or energy into the spiritual self and emotional self. That's the water. That's what in tarot, that's what water means. And then that physical space, that your physical self and physical world. So we need to really make sure that we are mindful of our balancing and of our grounding. We need to really come to this space in a very grounded manner. Now, January in itself is not a major arcana. It's an everyday aspect. It's a minor arcana of celebration and stability. However, when we get into the weeks, we're looking at aspects of major shifts, really celebrating all that we've come into and all that we've done and achieved over not only the last calendar year, but over our lifetime. The middle of the month gives us the ability to focus in on those core value sets, working on things that are on that daily functioning and how we really interact with the world around us, how we're really functioning. The end of the month gives us the opportunity to start working on that astral plane, working on our spiritual goals. These are major life shifts. So amazing ability to make some shifts. And I said that. We have that opportunity to make some amazing growth. All right, let's go on to see what the challenges will be. What is the overall challenge my Aquarius friends will face in January? There's always more than one, isn't there? Yeah. It's pretty typical. Usually it's not summed up in one card. It's a couple. The first one, the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is known as the lesser lovers. It's not because we're looking at a lesser than. In some ways it may be a bit of a different connection. The lovers are a major arcana. That's a major life challenge or a major life shift. This is that everyday. So those relationships are going to be kind of bucking for our attention, bucking for our energy, wanting us to spend more energy on them than on our personal development. And we can't really fault them for it. They're going to want to spend time with us. They're going to want to have our affection. Or if you're looking for a relationship, there's going to be people that are going to come into play, really trying to connect with you on a deeper level. Those intimate relationships are going to really cause problems in maintaining that balance between that physical and spiritual world and your energies. Where are you going to be able to divide it all up? We only have so much time and only so much energy each day. And with it, the Seven of Pentacles. Sevens are a challenge number, but they're usually victorious. Now the Seven of Pentacles talks about that kind of frazzled, frustrated, burnt out energy. The original card has this guy who's leaning on a gardening tool. He looks exhausted and he's looking down at this beautiful lush bush of pentacles. In the background, it's barren wasteland. He has worked his hiney off to make that grow and to really nurture it so it is so abundant. But it's that exhausted energy that we're really going to be faced with because we're just coming off the holiday season. We've been trying to work on some of our core beliefs and values. We've been pulled right, left, and center to get everything done. We're into the new year and we're kind of at that whew stage. The We want to celebrate all that we've achieved, but we do feel a little bit burnt out. So that balance will come back again. That real important need to remain and keep focused on that balance. And also nurturing ourselves. Really reflecting back that joy and loving energy onto us. Giving us some time, not so much to work on these tasky bits, but just to be, to rest and rejuvenate. Oh, got cards jumping before I even ask the question. What challenge will my Aquarius friends face at the beginning of January? Oh, we've got cards flying. Okay. The first card, the Page of Swords. Pages are that very childlike energy. The sword's about truth and knowledge. What's really going to cause us from enjoying the sun is our toddler. And I don't mean your physical toddler, I mean our inner child. They are going to be so excited about all this new, especially some of the information that's going to be starting to trickle down from the universe in what's called a download. We're going to get ideas and inspiration sporadically. And you can usually feel that download come on because you get not just a ringing in your ears, it's an ear-piercing, vibrating ring. If it's too much, you can ask them to tone it down a little bit. But it's similar to that old dial-up telephone where you really had to dial in and it made all those pinging sounds and it had that high-pitched screech. It's a similar idea. We're being downloaded information. They're going to be very intrigued by it, and you're really going to see that inner toddler explode because we're going to be pulled in a lot of directions. There's going to be a lot of exciting new. Like I said, that dedication and information is going to be fantastic. But our inner child is not going to know which direction to go, and you're really going to feel torn on what to do next and kind of have a bit of confusion on what it is and how you should proceed. Then jumped out the big brother, actually I guess big cousin, the Knight of Cups. Knights are that adolescent, gotta go energy. So not only are you going to have this toddler running around in your head, you're going to have an adolescent going, we gotta get going on this. Look at this is amazing. So it adds to that confusion and that need to get going on something and not being entirely sure on what the heck you're supposed to be focusing in on. Because you're going to get this information. But you're going to need this time to really give yourself that rest and rejuvenation. You're not physically going to have that energy to deal with either of these children. You're just going to want to put them in their rooms and give yourself a break. And that's exactly what you need to do. Label it as it is. Try and calm your mind and do something that is for you. And you may have to do some meditation and some grounding before you do something that is for you. But you do need to calm the children before you can focus in on you. And that's going to be an important part of the beginning of the month. And to add to fun, we have the King of Cups. So we're going to have this happiness and joy. However, the King is our obstacle. Our emotions are going to be running raw. We feel frazzled already, and then we have the inner children freaking out and flipping out. The littlest thing will set us off. We'll be on a bit of an emotional roller coaster. Like I said before, that balance and grounding will be really essential, and it will help to overcome these three very predominant energies. The important part will be to calm and really focus in on you and resting and rejuvenating. You need to build yourself up again before we start on these deeper aspects. All right, the middle of the month. We have them jumping out already. What is the challenge? Oh, it hit the floor. What is the challenge that my Aquarius friends will face in the middle of January? I do ask that they hit the table. I kind of need a bullseye put on my table so that I don't have to go under my table or under the equipment. Okay, we have just a few challenges in the beginning of the month. And let's be honest, the devil in itself can be the challenge, but we're also going to have other little obstacles. The first one, the Seven of Cups. The seven deadly sins brings in that uncertainty and illusion. And we're not really, it goes back to the two kids here. We really don't know where we're going because we have all this information and we're really not going to know how to go forward. There's so much going on. And it's that indecision and illusion that's going to cause us problems. Because we'll be looking at the ego playing into this and really aggravating the page and the knight. And we're also looking at the fact that the downloads are still happening because it's going to happen throughout the month. And we need to really focus in on those core set values. The next one is the Ten of Swords. When that illusion and confusion doesn't work, your ego is going to start to throw in those past experiences and past events that trigger your emotions. Those ones that really hurt and really cause you pain. Your ego knows how to push all your buttons. It's a part of you. It's that low vibration part of you. So this kind of stuff, it can really throw at you quite easily. And it knows how to really bring you to your knees. Your ego wants to slow you down. So when those events and emotions start to creep up, it's really about labeling them and then focusing in on that 4. We have that joy and stability, and we really need to bring it into the middle of the month to help overcome that. We're not going to deal with those pains. It's not that time. What we do need to do is overcome it through really working with those happy, high vibrational energies. You can call on Archangel Chamuel to really help you out and bring some of that high vibrational, unconditional love with him so that you're going to be able to kind of not overcome, but put a band-aid on it or close that door so you don't have to really feel that pain, or will lessen it so you can focus on what you're supposed to. The Two of Wands. Twos are about duality and choice. The Wands about that inner fire, that inner passion. The Two of Wands, as the obstacle, we're looking at that indecision. We need to make a decision. We need to make many decisions. But that 7 will really play into the 2. And you're looking at a lot of indecisiveness, uncertainty, and confusion. So we've already got this inner toddler starting stuff off with the knowledge because we have the Page of Swords. Then we have this very emotional cup in the knight action coming in and going, yeah, but we really need to do something because it'll feel better. And then we have the Two of Wands. That inner fire and courage is going to really start to take a little bit of a hit, especially as we start to dive in deep. We do need some of this courage. However, your Two of Wands is as a challenge rather than a support. You can start to turn it, especially as you give that courage and solar plexus direction. Really giving it some clear guidance can help to turn it, because we do need to tap into that solar plexus and have some courage. And let's be honest, a lot of determination to go into those deeper spaces and recesses of ourselves. And then we have the Six of Swords. Sixes are about balance and harmony. It really talks about how we're going to feel shifted and unbalanced. This knowledge is going to be coming in, especially during the middle of the month. We're going to feel a little lost and uncertain of what to do and how to go forward. So it's going to be a lot of uncertainty that we're going to have to overcome in the middle of the month. All right, let's go on to the end of the month. What challenges do my Aquarius friends need to face at the end of January? Okay, we had a couple jumpers. The first one, Temperance. She's the 14th card in the Major Arcana, and she talks about energy flow and balance. As much as we need to be focusing in on energy balance and keeping ourselves balanced, we're still going to be reeling from the middle of the month. That energy balance is going to be off. We're really going to feel disconnected from the earth, and our intuition is going to be kind of a little bit haywire. We're still really receiving downloads. And what's more, she's got 2 cups here. She's flowing the energy from the bottom cup to the top cup. That energy flow is going to really be impacted. Our chakras are going to have a little bit of a jar here. We're really going to start the month off feeling frazzled, so our chakras are not spinning to their utmost. They're going to be clogged and really having some problems. Some of them will be very sluggish. So it's going to be very important that we look at healing and really focusing in on that grounded and centeredness, but also that energy flow, making sure the energy is flowing throughout ourselves. Then the 8 of Wands. 8s are about movement and manifestation. That wand is about that passion and determination. The star isn't talking about movement. It's keeping our eyes focused. We go back to that need to really get going. We've got all these things that are coming into play. We've got all this information. We need to get going. So we're really going to have that kind of antsy feeling near the end of the month where we really want to start implementing things. However, we need to make sure we have all the information and we've got ourselves in a more healthy space to be able to get going. This is a little bit too premature and we really need to hold off. Now we do have some doubles. The Kings are the 14th card in the Minor Arcana, and we have Temperance, the 14th card in the Major Arcana. In angel messages, when you're looking at that multiple 14, it symbolizes the time of spiritual growth and the need for that loving energy. We also have double 2s, the 2 of Wands and the 2 of Cups. Again, in angel messages, when you're looking at that multiple 2, you're looking at a time where you need to listen to your intuition and keep the faith, and for whatever you do, don't give up. Alright, let's focus on some blessings now. It started off so well, and now we're hitting some bumps. However, it's a yin and yang piece. If it was too easy, we wouldn't learn anything. Alright, what blessing can my Aquarius friends embrace at the beginning of January? Okay, it's a beautiful dragon. The rose pink dragon. Prepare your heart to connect with that higher facets of the cosmic heart. Really talking about that connection in and healing ourselves, that rest and rejuvenation. We know we're going to have to be working on our chakra system so that we can start to really receive that universal energy, that healing, nurturing love. However, we have to start to doing some preparing first. We can't just bombard our body with a high vibrational energy. We need to do some preparing so that we don't have physical side effects from this amazing energy, because this amazing energy will help to release some of the toxins we have built up in our chakra system and in our body. Well, that can be really hard on our physical body. So doing some nurturing love and rejuvenation right now at the beginning is going to be amazing. What blessing can my Aquarius friends embrace in the middle of January? And that's the orange gold dragon. Opens you to the knowledge of the golden age, or the new golden age. The orange gold dragon will help you not only really be open to the knowledge and start to work on some of this knowledge that you're going to be downloading from the universe, but it's also going to help open up yourself to information that you're holding within. Those hidden skills and abilities. Things that you have held on to or hidden from yourself, some of it from past lives, others from this life. Additionally, this beautiful orange gold dragon will help you be able to go back and retrieve skills, ability, and knowledge from past lives that we didn't bring with us. Similar to other things, we forget stuff or we don't think it's important while we're packing up to start that next leg of our journey. So the orange gold dragon can help. All right, and then finally, What blessing can my Aquarius friends embrace at the end of January? Okay, the first jumper. What a fantastic dragon. The green gold dragon brings universal knowledge to help you with your spiritual path. So the green gold dragon will really connect into the star. What the green gold dragon can do is really help us clear out some of this uncertainty, especially that we're feeling in the middle of the month, because there's going to be a lot of still confusing energies, and we're still getting a lot of that download. We're getting bits and pieces of information that don't make sense. My suggestion when we're looking at a download like that, having a phone so you can just talk into it and talk what would be almost feel like nonsense into it, or journal it down. Get that information down, because it will be relevant and important at a later date, and it will also make sense at a later date. And the green gold dragon will help clear out some of that uncertainty that we're feeling. Really help clear out the pathway so that we can start to do that movement, start to work on more aspects. There's a lot we can get done, and there's a lot more to really embrace and enjoy. And with him, the deep blue dragon keeps you safe by clearing your pathway. Very much works hand in hand with the green gold dragon a lot, because sometimes when we're looking at that new and change, our ego gets into play and we get afraid. We become scared of those possibilities. The deep blue dragon connects into Archangel Michael a lot, will help protect you while you're doing these pieces of change and really clarifying your situation. Now, a little bit about the dragons. The dragons are high vibrational beings. They're not animals. These ones we're talking about are the high vibrational beings. The bearded dragon, the Komodo dragon, those are the animals. And it's kind of disrespectful when we start to put these high vibrational beings in things like totems and things like call them our spirit animal. They're really not an animal. They're a high vibrational being. You wouldn't call a fairy an animal, even though it has wings. Yes, they take like an animal or a beast form. However, they are not animal. They have great power and great abilities. Yes, they can be a spirit guide for us. Many of us have been claimed by dragons. Actually, I think all of us have been claimed by dragons. They returned to us in 2012 when we had that vibrational shift. They were part of that shift. And they had left us because we weren't ready. They got us to a point, and they themselves went off back to their astral plane to rest and rejuvenate, because they knew there was a lot of work that had to be done on this plane, and they're going to have to help us out. And the best way to do that would be to rest and rejuvenate. They are fantastic beings that we can connect into and request help. They're high vibrational beings. We have to put that request to them, because they too are bound by that universal law of free will. We need to ask them to step in on our behalf. Another piece, there's like the pink, rose pink dragon, the deep blue dragon. These are types of dragons. There's more than one of them. So you can call in these dragons. Don't worry, you're not going to stress them out. You're not going to deplete their numbers. They're going to come in and do pieces of work with you and then go. So you can call in a rose pink dragon, and the pizza guy can call in the rose pink dragon. They would be separate dragons, different dragons. However, you can still access that energy. All right, I really think I need to do some teaching and education on some of these high vibrational beings. So don't be surprised if you don't see videos in the near future on that. I'm going to go into January again. I keep digressing from January. What information and guidance can we provide my Aquarius friends for January? Okay. The first card, the Seven of Swords. Sevens are a conflictual number. They are a challenge. However, they're usually victorious. Now the Seven of Swords talks about trying to get away with too much. The original card has a very exciting man with a yellow shirt or tunic with orange polka dots. I can't tell you how much I really enjoy the original deck and the fashion statements. They're fantastic. He's taking 5 swords from an enemy camp and leaving 2. Really being careful, my Aquarius friends, on what it is we're trying to get away with. When we blow ourselves up and really try and puff up our ego, we're gonna not get as much out of the month that we could. It will take us longer to retain and understand the information. However, if we go from a very bare bones, very truthful stance, you're gonna get a lot more out of January. The Two of Pentacles. We've kind of beaten that balancing piece to death. That importance of balance is going to be key. The Hierophant, the 5th card in the Major Arcana, and he talks about that connection to the universe. He's a gatekeeper, and that gatekeeper is going to be there. We need to really work on the connection into the universe, especially in the latter part of January, so that we can start to really understand the information we're downloading. And that download, like I said, is going to happen throughout the month. And finally, the 4 of Cups. The 4 in Tarot is a foundational structural number. Now, with the 4 of Cups is different. The 4 of Cups acknowledges we have a bit of a structure, that's stability. We've created things in our lives. However, it's not enough. We're missing that bigger picture, that holy grail. And it's time to focus in on that holy grail. And that's what we need to be looking at. Again, it goes back to that importance of what January is going to offer us. The Sun, the Devil, and the Star. Focusing in on what's truly important rather than all the chaos that our ego is going to throw us, so that you can really grasp that holy grail and start building that structure that we need. Now we do have some multiples here, double 4s. In angel messages, when you're looking at that double 4, you're looking at a time that's really important to ground ourselves, which is no surprise here. The angels also add that it's really important to start building that structure and foundation. We have double 7s, the 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Pentacles. 7s are actually a spirit number, so when you see that multiple 7, the angels are telling you you're on the right track. Keep going. Don't give up. All right, let's end off on a blessing. What blessing can we offer my Aquarius friends for January? The Earth and Air Dragon represents a perfect balance of heaven and earth. So I'm not sure if we understood balance is going to be important. All I can say is really check into yourself, really making sure that you're grounded and that you are focusing that energy so that you are either not A, avoiding this, and B, that you're not avoiding reality. You need to keep that balance. And I also like to say, this is a map. This is what January can offer you. You can choose to take what you want. You can access these dragons if you want. It is free will, free choice. That's our gift. As mankind, we have that gift. And it's up to us to make those choices that best fit for us right now. I want to thank you so much for joining me today and watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. If you've seen any of my past videos, you know I'm just not a tarot reader. I add in so much more, and I continue to get direction and guidance from the high vibrational beings on what it is we need to really offer our community to really support and guide. And that's definitely going to happen as we go into 2020. I'm also a fluid poster, which means I don't have a day and time that I post my videos. The best way to stay connected is through subscription and hitting that little red bell. That way you're not missing any guidance or healing that the high vibrational beings are offering. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Aquarius friends.